We bought our farm here in the 80s. We bought it because it had really good water. It was a quiet location, had really good ground to farm with.
He's been here pretty much his whole life, and so his dream was to be one of the good farmers in this area.
We lived here for almost 10 years with really, really good water. It went bad overnight.
You're trying not to have where you're using the water for food or anything, but it just naturally happens sometimes.
My wife, Rhonda, she had a load of wash in the washing machine. I was out working by the shop, and she came out and said, you know, the washing machine has flooded the washroom. When I went in, it was sort of a black, murky water, and they had the workover rig out back here. We got the washing machine shut down and sort of cleaned up, and the pumper was coming through. And I went out and stopped him, and I says, what did you do to our water? And of course, because it just wasn't, it was too much of a coincidence to just happen.
I just suddenly became overnight just very, very ill, and the pain in my bones was just tremendous.
I call her a jazzercise girl. She was always very active and exercising on go, and she was helping me pick up pipe, and she just couldn't do it. And she thought she had the flu, and she just never got better. 42
years old, and all of a sudden I'm shuffling to try to walk.
We were in the single digits and the teens with our sulfates and total dissolved solids. They went up into the thousands, just instantly.
Even for my co-workers and that just watched me, you know, it was hard for them to watch.
We've lost a neighbor over here with cancer. We've lost another neighbor up here with cancer. You look around this area, if you go up on a high point and look at all the houses, almost every household in this area has been impacted with cancer or serious illness.
You know, it wasn't what my life was supposed to be.
Well, at this point, I don't think there's any cleaning up the contaminated groundwater. What I would like to see the state do, or the state hold the gas company accountable for, is providing us with good, clear water. Not just water for the household, but water for the farm.
I'd like to see the industry be accountable.
When we talk about holding the state accountable, I think they ought to be held. They need to come in and find out, do a health assessment, and see if there's something that needs to be done, at least to help these folks out.
One of the first things I'd like to see the state do is acknowledge that there's a problem in this area with the water, that there's been contamination, and that they need to see and help us with a long-term solution.
An ultimate goal is if they would come in here and see that we have water that we don't have to pay for. We never caused the problem. We weren't a part of the problem. That it was brought upon us, and then the people that brought it upon us, they just try to disappear into the woodwork, and they need to be held accountable, and I want them to be held accountable.
Because that's what you're hoping from your state, is that they cared about your community, no matter how small or big we are.